Hello and welcome everybody to New Earth Consciousness. Tanya here with Ewelina. Her website is ekpositivemindset.com, and her work is all around manifestation and guiding women into alignment and energy and all of these things. And so I'm really excited to have you here, Ewelina, and yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm also excited to be here, and I
Yeah.
am open to share.
Yeah, I'm excited to dive into this topic. You and I met years ago, and the way that I know you is that you are a woman who travels. That you seems to me like you follow your bliss. Like part of your deepest desire is to explore and experience life in different places. Yeah. And I remember you were back then offering coaching for women who were interested in relocating, of making that big dream jump into, okay, I'm gonna just say yes. And I've met a lot of women who have said yes to that. Maybe they used to live in Canada or the US, and they made the choice to go live in Spain or Morocco or, these more exotic places. And, just to make a big leap like that is a lot. There's so many fears that you have to encounter within yourself. And so I don't know if you want to open with, talking about that as part of your journey and where you are now. But I just felt like that was just pretty amazing.
Yes, sure, I can definitely share because actually this journey also brought me to do what I'm doing currently. That's why this will be definitely good to share it. Actually, as you mentioned, I really follow it always the deep desires from my soul or from the purpose with my work or generally actually to really live fully because I know that life is very short. And actually, I never shared that, but I can share it actually first time live and official. On the age of 7, I almost lost my life. I actually had some accident where I was running and playing, and I just hit my head in the corner.
Mm.
And the doctor said that there was just few millimeters. Then I was actually not anymore here in this world.
Wow.
And and this is actually what was happening. I don't know if this was the guide to me then live fully, but actually with the awareness came few years before, few years ago, that actually it made and this was leading me. I don't know, but it could. But I was just always, then I knew it, the life is short and we need to really fully enjoying each moment and with also the sources what we have because we not always have the full finances or we don't have always plenty of time or we don't always have the best condition in our bodies, our health or whatever, but I do believe that in every situations we can really
Yeah.
be fully in it.
Mhm.
And I actually my dream was really living in a foreign country. This was what I followed actually, and I moved it. What was it actually happening then? First, I didn't was fully aware what this will bring to my. Yeah, of course, I was bold. I was also younger, much younger. It was 16 years ago, and I was much younger. But also, I felt like the call. This is the way how I want. Also, I knew it just even earlier. I knew it, and I want just go outside and live, but I didn't know it how to do it because I didn't speak English and also I didn't had anyone back then when came the idea. to move, you don't know how, because if I knew it that was so easy, then probably I was taking this step much earlier.
Hmm.
But of course, yeah, you didn't knew it how, and I was just only tuning into it, and in the end came the opportunity, and I just, for one opportunity, I say no, because this time I was during my study, and I say I want first finish my study, and then later came other opportunity, and I said yes, and this was like, yeah, this was my dream. But in this space, actually, because I didn't been aware of things what can happen,
Hmm.
and actually, yeah, after I guess 1.5 or almost 2 years later, I make one decisions against myself. Of course, you miss also your country, you miss, yeah, everything, the culture, and there was like maybe kind of halfway, but from other side, and I came also alone. And this was like, yeah, I left even my ex-boyfriend this time also in my country, and this was like a lot of things, but this was my dream desires. But I made one decisions against myself, and this led me to really disconnections with myself, and which brought me actually really in the depth of, yeah, of didn't knowing myself anymore, because I didn't set boundaries. I did so many things against myself that this influence my private life, my health, because I had all symptoms of being pregnant where I didn't been pregnant. Also my, yeah, professional, even I knew it, I will work below my educations, but this was okay this time. But later I just felt like I am slowly dying, because I knew it, the power within me, what I have to offer in the world, but like I couldn't express that. And instead of actually showing that, then I was go deeper to closing that and to dying inside, knowing what I to shine. But then you have, yeah, brilliant, yeah, or something
Yeah.
within, but you cannot share it. And this was so deep then really, and this health issue what came after that, there was actually that the the way where I knew it, this cannot be this way, this have to be happening something else. And I made decisions to shift it, to follow really my passions, and to, I say to myself, no matter what,
Hmm.
I will make it happen. And this, of course, with ups and downs, because there is always something. There will be never like, yeah, flowing path with everything. Even if we are in flow, then sometimes can happen something from external things which can have little bit influence on us. But the awareness is different, and also navigating that path is totally different. And yeah, and I can say that from that, actually, that's also the desire to guide other women to follow their passions, but not only the passions, but actually really bringing their visions. Doesn't matter what kind of vision it is, mostly related or to business or to private life,
Hmm.
but really following that and take the steps, because manifestation is also very, very simple. Actually, this is only frequency, but actually holding that is also the other part, because yeah, we can manifest, but we can also lose it, or can happen something, and if we cannot hold it, what, yeah, I manifested also this, yeah, the path what I want to move abroad and live abroad. But from other side, in this moment, of course, I could quit and come back, because there was always open door for me. In my case, I didn't had so situation that I really needed to move it. Actually, even my family, my mom was really every time saying to me, come back, come back, come back. And I, of course, I knew that that's why this was also like, I had the door open there, I knew it.
Hmm.
But I choose other path for myself, and I knew it also how important it is. Doesn't mean that I will not change. It can be then maybe I will change one day and I will say, okay, now I want to move, but But I know, and that's why this is also important to hold it. And even if we are walking towards our vision, it can happen something. But it's important also how we navigate. And if we choose it, then we can always refine, but always asking ourselves why we're choosing and what is important. And do we really want to follow this path again, or we want really change, and what navigate actually these decisions also to,
Hmm.
yeah, that's a lot of topics now I
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah,
it, but
yeah.
this is,
We can break it down. One thing that stands out to me about what you said, and I found it to be true in my life as well, is that it's amazing hmm, how our biology is so connected um, to really to our soul, right? And in my experience, I remember a time in my life in my 20s where I made a decision to, okay, I want to live in the ashram. I want to live a monastic life. This is what I want. And it was such a strong, like, I thought, like, this is it. And once I was there, my body was breaking down. Um, and having all kinds of major health issues, and looking back on that time, it was very clear that, okay, my soul's calling is not meant to be you know sheltered in an ashram living a monastic life. And so because of that illness that I was facing, it propelled me to leave, and even though it was kind of a dark night of the soul, it was like there are desires that within us that do want to be expressed and lived. And when we deny those deeper desires, whether consciously or unconsciously, I do feel like the body will, if you suppress them long enough, the body you know, does let you know that, hey, you're probably not on the right path. And that's always been my experience. It's like we go in a search, our choices that we make a decision and we think this is it. And then we go for it. And then we hit a wall and we notice, like, oh, I'm feeling like my light is dimming, and really that's kind of, to me, just seems like that's just the mirroring back to you of, like, okay, well, you've fallen out of alignment. Come back into alignment. What do you really want? If you're unhappy, if you don't have the juice anymore, to go back to that reconnection. So I'm curious for you, like, what are um, in guiding women, what are the ways in which you help them rediscover, or be honest with themselves as far as, like, okay, what do you really want, and how do you move past the fears or the doubts?
yeah, first I really guide them to really connect with themselves like deeper, so that they can really find out what is it of through meditations or through already mind, body, and heart, soul work, deeper work, when it's holistic or work, so that they really know what is it. And even if they have vision, because so many, of course, women know, they are really aware and they know which direction they want to
Mhm.
go, but also like having the confirmation and check, is it that really this path what I wanted to go, and especially from this present moment currently, because sometimes maybe there will be some desires, I don't know, 10 years ago or whatever, but we are also changing, of course. We are more aware, we are more conscious. And when I guide women to this state, then they mostly get confirmation that this is it. Or even like last year, I had one lady which she actually found out she was doing a lot of things to work on her business, but actually, yeah,
Mm.
this didn't brought her results so long, and she didn't knew it. What was it? And when I guided her, actually, because she said she did a lot of things towards the the business.
Mhm.
But when I guided her to find out if, yeah, what is the vision actually and what is it, then she didn't put her business on this vision. She put
Mm.
everyone, she put her family and other things like material things, but there was no business on the vision. And this is like you get the confirmation. And sometimes this is also awareness why she didn't put. That's why we was then going deeper. Why? Well, what is the reason? What was also the reason she started the business actually? Because sometimes you can start. Maybe you want to escape something and or skip some steps and then and this is the awareness. That's why this is very important for me actually, because what I said, I lose it myself through really one step against myself, because I make decisions to live with someone where my core value was always first take, being married and then live together. This was back then. Now I
Mhm.
changed it also a lot in this case, but
Yeah.
back then I was really like very much strong Christian from it. And I said it no, and I got actually this invitation. Like, yeah, of course, we've been few months, but later, like, come live with me. And I said yes, but I felt deeply this is I don't want like this. Yeah, like you feel like this is not for you. Of course, even if maybe this relation was okay at the beginning, but I mean, like after 8 months was very fast and quick, and but I said yes, and this was really lead me to many other things, because I make one decisions against my boundaries, and when you open this gate to more, and then
Mhm.
then go really really far sometimes, because and at work, and of course because this was the beginning of the foreign country, but also at work I compromise a lot, which normally I knew it in my country I will not do it. But this was also probably for my growth, and I know then this was for my growth, because otherwise, yeah, it could be then my life would lead differently. And because of that, I have also this experience
Mhm.
and share also with others to really know that, this
Yeah.
is the most important. Always really look inside yourself and follow really the intuition, especially women.
Mm.
Because back then I also not only then the core values, but also the intuition somewhere was whispering, but I don't wanted to listen, because of course listening and trusting then is difficult. And even with the years I developed, then now I know, just if my intuition is saying, then I know this is not for me, and I don't need to know why. I just know this is not for me or is for
Mm.
me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I think we're so conditioned to lead ourselves through the logical, rational thinking mind. And I mean, it's in our education, it's how we're raised, listen to others, and almost to not trust yourself, be second guessing yourself. And yeah, it's true. I think, yeah, it can feel, well, eventually it'll feel like self-betrayal. And then you have to work through that part of forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for knowing that you were going against your intuition. So there, yeah, that process of self-forgiveness and reclamation of just like, okay, you know, um, and giving yourself the grace, knowing like you can start again over and over. The choices are always there. And I think also too, when we make choices, to give ourselves the grace to change our mind. And I know, like for myself, sometimes it's so funny. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but for me, I used to really pride myself on being true to my word, and to a fault. It's like I say yes to something. I'm like, okay, I committed to this. I said I would do this. I'm going to follow through. And maybe halfway through, I feel strongly like this isn't for me. But I want to stay true to my word. So it almost becomes like this ego attachment. Oh, I have to stay true to my word, to my own detriment. And yeah, maybe maybe share a little bit about that. I'm curious about what have you discovered when it comes to, commitments that you make. And I think for some women, it can feel difficult to break those commitments. There's guilt and but I think, obviously there's a way to still be in integrity, even though, let's say, you made a commitment to something.
Yeah, actually, this is good. Yeah, good question from one side. When I commit to something, I really follow it and I really keep the word because this is also building the trust with myself, or especially back then when was the moment. And of course, if you said something and you will not keep, then you again going little bit far away. What's in the back then, this was years ago, but this was for me like building trust. And mostly when I say something for something, yes, then I am really commit. But what you just shared, if I feel that this is not, then I am also letting go that path and I am really changing. This was also happening, what you mentioned actually, with when I was first a guiding woman, expat woman, actually. This was actually the word is the same, of course, with maybe higher layers now because I also grow a lot. That's why this is also more intense, more deeper work. But actually I did it the same, but this was like compact to expat women and to bringing their dreams or desires. Now it's more the visions already manifest also better revenue in business and everything. But I this time, of course, and I was also seen because this was not then, this didn't see you one person or two. This is also your authority because of course you are seen and how to change it. But I felt like this, of course, I said with one mentor, and she said this will be the best because she knew it, what I'm doing and who I am, and also. But this felt for me not fully true to myself. Like I don't want hold and then narrow down the niche and everything. This felt for me like very strong. But from other side, I was new with it, and I thought, why not? Maybe this is really the direction. Then I not need to be open wide with the manifestation and everything,
Mm.
and mindset because this was also I was focusing to help those expat women with the mindset and. And then I felt like, no, I need to break. And this was like point. And first you got the whispers with your soul, but later I said, no, I need to change. I just open globally and doesn't matter. I just followed. I not need to ask every woman if she is expat or not to help her work with me, for instance, too, because if she is not expat, then I cannot help her. And this was like for me was calling me, and this was actually commitment, which I can say, yeah, if you decide then you are only helping expat women, then you need to hold it. But no, I just said no, I just let go. And for me, this was like letting go. And even I mostly, when I had mentors or some programs of courses, then mostly I really follow it until
Mhm.
the end. But I also made once or twice, once, no, actually, this was the same mentor, but the second time when I signed up, I just had so many things, and there was also so many things to implement. Then I just pick up what was only for me because this was like there was also a lot of guest experts which you can pick up what is good for you, and I just pick up what was for me. I didn't finish that fully, like from the
Mhm.
schedule and everything. I just pick up what was for me, and I also let go this part like this is not necessary to keep everything because I need to finish this how it should be, like this is right, this is not right, because I follow it and I know I pick up, and of course I have still the program. If I want, I can always look at
Mhm.
and pick up something else. But this was like then in those moments I can say just letting go, I guess, some parts. Then doesn't need to be everything perfect, and just really listening also again ourselves.
Yeah.
This is my experience.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Um, let's talk about intention. Because I think it's a super interesting topic. And for me, I think, or maybe it would be interesting for the audience. I feel like, intentions, that there has to be discernment between, okay, is this intention coming from my ego or is it coming from my soul? Because some people are like, maybe their intention is, I don't know, I want to be a world famous singer on all the stages, blah, blah, blah. And to me, it's like, okay, that's great, but is that coming from ego? So tell me, how do you talk to women about intention?
Yeah, intention first is really like what you shared, because you can, of course, be intent from your mind, or you can ego, or you can be intent from your soul. But for me, pure intention is really like opening our heart. Then, actually, what I'm doing, of course, talking also about intention, but I am just allowing them to tap actually in the heart and open also the heart. And then I guide them with some parts to really find out the intention. But this is mostly currently for the vision. Then because intention actually is connected with the vision, sometimes even this is not separation, then what you want. And yeah, and the intention is like there is no separation between it. And I can state even one example, which is a very good example, because I did nothing with it. I said only intention without knowing back then that I said intention.
Hmm.
Because when in around 2020, this was like early 20s, I wrote descriptions for my for my study about hotels. And I because I this back then I studied hotel management, and I wrote about Burj Al Arab. This was actually 1 year old, this hotel. I didn't knew it before, but I was searching to make something unique, because I wanted really write something unique about that. And I found about that. And then during that, of course, collecting all informations and looking for pictures, I found somewhere, I guess in some magazine or whatever, and found some pictures, which was so, I don't know, this was like back then there was restaurants with aquarium. And I also like this part. I love really nature, but I also love this luxury some part, like,
Hmm.
like I have two parts which are always connect.
Hmm.
And for me back then, there was like, I saw those pictures, I wrote, and I got so inspired to be there, actually, to experience how would be that. Then, you are in restaurant and you have the aquarium around, and especially I love also sea. That's why this was all connections to also who I am. And even there was also writing down like the statement, and they can also deliver strawberry in January if you want. And back then, eating strawberry in January was impossible, because now you can order and this is not the problem. But back then was something like, this is something, wow, that's not happening so easy. And I was so connected with it, and because this was strawberry, but also this aquarium and everything, and also the shape of this hotel, because this is a 7-star hotel. I don't know if you saw it, but the yacht. And yeah, and this got like, this was actually said, I said this moment intention, I didn't knew it, but this was, I said that I would love to be there, I would love to experience that, because the intention is not only what we want, but what we actually would like to experience in this moment. And I felt that as I was already there. And from there, Uh, yeah, years later, I actually found myself in this hotel celebrating my birthday. And this was really like, and this was not vision, because if this was vision, probably I took other steps to make it, you can go to holiday or even save some money if you want to go, okay, to this kind of hotel. This was not the most cheapest one, but I mean, you can always navigate yourself and go. But I just, yeah, let go, because this is the power of intention, just setting the intentions and didn't being attached to it. And
Yeah.
later, really, universe was leading me to there, to be there. And this was like incredible experience also of the intentions. But what I can say from that, I was of course open. This was something what was really aligned to me. and I got very quick inspired. And
Hmm.
yeah, probably I had just open heart, but I know in some cases not always is that easy. That's why I know that sometimes with tapping we can also tap our chest and
Hmm.
open, or even with some movement and open our chest and really tuning in, even asking our soul what she really truly want in this moment, even knowing the vision which we have, as we know this is the vision, and really asking ourselves, okay, this is it, and I wanted that, and then tuning into to our heart space, because if our mind is talking, then it's not always, of course, good, or ego.
Hmm.
And when we allow ourselves to really tuning into, then it's, yeah, it's much easier to actually to find it, and this is it. And I can say the intention is actually like kind of guidance or compass which will guide us even without knowing. This is like really we put the compass in the, yeah, to go somewhere, and the intention is always leading us. Even I give always a simple example to test it or to do it daily, with really setting intentions for the day. How do you want to navigate your day, or you want to have
Hmm.
peaceful day or joyful or whatever. And even if happens some external things, but when you are really tuning into, then no matter what will happen, let's say you want to have peaceful day, no matter what happen externally, you will really have the peace within. And this is really the power of intentions. Yeah, I don't know if you have more questions I can, but I do believe this
Yeah.
is very good explanations how
Yeah.
to.
No, I think it's really important. I like that you said that intention seems to be more rather than focusing on the form so much. Although it's interesting, you had this specific vision of this particular hotel, and that can certainly happen. Um, so yeah, there. I mean, obviously we're unlimited, and there's unlimited potential. Um, and it's important to tune into the of how it is that you want to feel, right? What it is that you want to experience, and letting go of the attachment. I do think that we block ourselves when we're gripping so tightly and constantly questioning, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? What am I doing wrong? Like, why is it not here yet? What more do I need to do? And it's like doesn't have to be that complicated.
This I can say about that. I can add something before you will ask
Yeah,
other
sure.
question.
Yeah.
Then it's definitely, yeah, because every time when we control, and I know the woman we can control, and I know I am, yeah,
Hmm.
I've been really one of the best with controlling some parts
Yeah.
to checking. But when we really want control, then we actually delay this process. And I really have that proven. And I know, and I do believe that not only me, but I see also in other women or whatever. Because if you will look every time and checking, okay, let's say you plant seeds and you want to check every time it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, and in the end, or you will put only more water to, yeah, in
Yeah.
the end, instead of making that flourish of blooming, then you will actually kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can also then, then the seed will be dying in the end because will be too much attention there.
Hmm.
Yeah, too
Yeah.
much caring. Sometimes caring is also good, but yeah, we women sometimes can also go over
Yeah.
over delivering in this case.
Yeah.
And this is what often I see, this delaying actually this process, and this process really, because the manifestation is so easy, but that's the process sometimes how we do with mind, with our heart. Of course there is also subconscious mind, which, yeah, which there is happening a lot, or even from, yeah, like, Tanya, from the, yeah, from the family or from past lives of generations or
Hmm.
whatever, then what you are actually more into this field. But yeah, but I know that this all have, of course, effect on us, but I know that most of us also we can create it, and we can always choose, even even I believe also with the past lives or whatever, then we can always choose. Then
Hmm.
okay, this was that, but we can accept, and we are now currently, and we can always choose and ask for support. I do believe only from that, and not really focusing so much there. That's of course my meaning sometimes, because I do believe then, yeah, and if we will only focus on it, then we will look only for the excuses to not make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the excuses. And I think you said something about, I can't remember what the words you used, but it seems to me that we often can give our power away when we're too focused on the external circumstances. And I think right now, collectively, you almost everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, the world is so crazy right now." And yeah, it is, right? It is. I mean, it's undeniable. It's like, yeah, it is pretty crazy and there's a lot of depressing stuff going on, but I think we lose ourselves when we choose to allow that to impact us. And I think that it becomes tricky because it's like, no, it's not that you have to ignore what's going on, but really it's like, you know, the world is going to do what the world's going to do. Like that's totally out of your control. And to me, when I see a lot of people just like, oh, they're just feeling so heavy because oh, this news and that news and cost of living is going up. And it's true, like all those things are true. But if it's almost like, okay, well, you have to just accept that that's what's happening and not let it deter you from living your best life. It's like, yeah, those things are happening, but you know, what what influence do you have? We forget that we have the power to influence, you know, and I think that's so important with intention and having that choice to be like, you know, like you said, how do I want to experience today? In spite of everything, you do have that free will and choice to choose. Am I going to make this a great day? Am I going to choose to be in peace? And we can choose that. So I think, yeah, reclaiming that power is so important.
Yes, that's the thing, because yeah, actually keeping our power, because this is even like making decisions or even about our visions, but generally also we can always make decisions, the same decisions, and we can get really different results with it. Because sometimes if we think, even like giving power away, what you shared, and even giving the power to someone else, than someone, let's say, or at work or in business or whatever, or somewhere else, or even with energy, then someone will increase our energy. No, we have the ability, someone only can guide us to activate that part within us, what we maybe cannot do it. And this is something else, or even, yeah, like, I don't know, something bring to in our business, like more clients, or I don't know, or more better opportunities. But we have the power, and but it's different also how we will invest in it, or we will make decisions. Because if we will make decisions from that, then someone else will save us, or someone else will do that for us, like,
Mm.
then we are going giving the power away, and instead of receiving back, we will actually even lose more. And or from other sides, if we think, okay, this person have that, and this is the part, the next step which I would like to implement, for instance, or in my life or in my business or whatever, and I would like, I don't know what this will bring,
Hmm.
but I feel that I need this part. I don't know why, but let's say even like
Hmm.
building the business, for instance, you can have, for social media, you can teach, you not need to have it, but if
Hmm.
you want, if this is the way you want to build your business with social media, for instance, and then someone offered that, then okay, you invest, but you not need to think that, okay, this investment directly will bring me clients. It can, because this shows and this will bring you clients, but it can be then, this will lead you somewhere else to attract those clients. And this is like, yeah, and I do believe that this is very important, like knowing how we actually make the choices also.
Yeah.
Because this is actually, I can actually give very short example. Last time, actually, I did choose, mm, I don't know what will it bring because I will be speaking on some virtual stage, but this was like first I received invitations and this is really very huge, yeah, a stage, but virtual. And I said to myself, no, actually, first, because my ego was talking, oh, this is, yeah, like you will
Mm.
be shining and everything. But I know how my soul is. My soul wants to shine, but not from the ego, from the proofing.
Yeah.
And my ego was like talking, and I say, no, I didn't make the decisions from that. But later, and I stop and I say, no, I was not attached to it. And I say, okay, and really few days later I just got, before I did some exercise to with my mind, body and heart and soul, everything to awaken also and activate some parts, and also asking my soul what she want, what is the next step to do it now.
Mm.
And I don't know, next day I was wake up fully on fire. Then this stage I need to sign up. This was already actually because the deadline was I guess few days before, but I said I will open the email and I will join, but I don't know what this will bring, but I know that from this state I will bring also totally different energy to this room
Yeah.
than if I made it from the ego talking. Then oh, you, yeah, this was totally, I know my energy also was shifting. I was really like, I need to be there. I don't know.
Yeah.
And this is like sometimes and with everything. And I know that this, yeah, when we make the decision from empowering and disempowering, then it's totally different results. Even if the results are not always showing directly, because this is not always, sometimes we expect then the result will be bring from, exactly came from this, but this result can be from totally other opposite directions. But because of the step which we did,
Mm.
will actually, yeah, allow us to like, we open ourselves for, yeah, for receiving from other side even.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
this is, but what you shared is very, and this happening, I also, I know I also did investment also from the disempowering, and I
Mhm.
know
Yeah.
this only lead me to actually losing, and not only losing that finances and time, but also myself actually in this process also, because again, you give your power away for
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this happened.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and this happened, and I see now, and especially now, is so much, and also in the coaching industry and mentorship, that is so much happening because there is not yet the awareness actually in some people. The conscious mind is still not so high in some cases.
Hmm.
And yeah, and that's why it's also happening. And this is the biggest issue actually. Only, of course, that a lot of people is now awaken also because, yeah, lucky
Yeah.
us, the energy is very strong now. And
Yeah. I do think people are waking up and, well, and that's a whole nother topic we could go into,
yeah,
but we won't. But just in terms of sales and how many coaches or whatever are very good at yeah, just being manipulative through their marketing to get those pain points um, and making someone feel like they're lacking something. And and that's never true. None of us lack anything. We're whole already, and we might have some blind spots, but I think, yeah, I think to your point that it's always important that whoever you choose to work with, that you're coming from a place of not that this person somehow is going to do it for you or fix it for you, but that you are taking full self-responsibility for the experience that you want to have and what it is that you want to get out of it. and being really clear and just staying in your power of like this person is here to serve me, right? Not the other way around. And and then it can be a, an empowering, fulfilling experience, just like you had described. I so upon closing, Ewelina, what do you have available for women right now? What are your offerings?
One of my offerings now, for instance, the 5 weeks, the actually expansion from wellness, then because what you are actually just said, we are wall, and I do believe also, of course, there are always part, but if we have some vision on the horizon, we want to bring these visions. We can bring really from the present moment, and on the during the process, of course, there will always happening something. That's because from the wellness doesn't mean then I'm working with women and I say them, no, you have to keep this old story and everything. That is not, but this came during the process, but we start from the whole
Mhm.
entire now current moment. And actually this what I'm offering, the 5 weeks for actually expanding the wellness and in the alignment and taking the alignment actions towards the vision, because not every action is aligned, and
Mhm.
it's important to actually recognize to which action is
Yeah.
actually, yeah,
Yeah.
good
Beautiful.
to it.
Beautiful. And so that people can find more about that at ekpositivemindset.com.
Yes, I guess I shared also link with
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
but
the
if
links
because
are going
this
to
is
be.
not on my website, but yeah, and of course there is also plenty of other opportunities on my
Yeah,
website.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We have it. I mean, it's the manifest in alignment, the 5 week experience. It'll be here in the video description. So yeah, everyone if you're watching this and you're curious about that, just scroll down, look at the links, and you'll find it there. Um, so yeah, any last remarks you want to share?
Yeah, I will say it actually with the intention what you share, being really intentional, even with investments, our times or
Mhm.
finances or whatever, that's being also intentional with it, whatever we do, because intention is really helpful not only for the huge visions, but really for navigating, living intentionally. Actually, I can say this is very, very powerful way, because if we are, yeah. um, navigating our life with intentions, what we know what we wanted, then is really much powerful for our lives. Doesn't matter what happens, because life is always, and we always have something, and sometimes can happen something what is outside our comfort control. But yeah, how we navigate this process is important, and I know then the power of intention is really, really
Mhm.
the most important. And I will say then I will close with it, then just really focusing on the intentional living, and actually also knowing then whatever we are tuning in and whatever is coming up front of us right now, like appear some ideas, then it's possible to make it happen, but from this state what we have, because this is what is actually always forgotten.
Mm.
Then we have all sources exactly now, currently. We not need to have more, we need to only activate them and make the priorities of it.
Mhm.
That's, yeah, this
Yeah,
what I will share. This is
yeah,
a lot of topic.
yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much, Ewelina, for being here. And please, to the viewers, please like, subscribe, share this video. And thank you for being here. Thank you, Ewelina. It's always such a pleasure to connect.
No, thank you, Tanya. For me too, it was really pleasure.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.